Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. Today we're going to be talking about how to make better NPCs for your D&D games. So, let's get started. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the job of an NPC, which is to push the story forward. They are here to assist the characters, present a plot hook, or create some sort of interest to the story. They are also here to make your world feel alive and lived in. So long as your NPC is doing any of those things, it has a place in your world. Making NPCs can be hard, and it can be frustrating when you put a lot of work into an NPC and your players never notice them and ignore them. So, what I like to do is create the very minimum that I need for an NPC. Their race, maybe one thing about how they look, and that's about it. If your players decide they want to talk to this NPC, then you can add more like a name. And for this, I just really like to keep a list of names in my notes so that when my players walk up to an NPC without much detail, then I can select a random name that seems to fit off of my list. So, only when your players are actually interested in an NPC should you add more detail. Of course, there are some NPCs that are more important to the story that will just need more detail up front. So, now we're going to talk about some things you can do to make your NPCs more interesting. Three really big things that you can use to make your NPCs more interesting is giving them a motivation, something that drives them and will determine whether they start off friendly, indifferent, or hostile towards the party. And the second thing is some sort of quirk or weakness, something that will make them feel more human, even if they're not actually a human. Something that will make them feel more alive and more like an actual person. And the third thing, which is actually one of my favorite things to mention, is that you might try and make the NPC unique by giving them a lot of really strange features, but I think really you need one. Instead of every NPC being really strange and you can't follow the description too well, and you can't remember all of these strange things about them, give them one thing. One different thing that the players will latch onto and remember as that guy. Whether it's a scar, strange clothing, or a really odd pet. Anything that will stand out to them and remind them of that guy. Sometimes it is so easy to decide what an NPC's attitude towards the party is going to be, and then get stuck on it and not let it change. But I think you should decide what the NPC's mood towards the party is going to be at the start, and then let your party's interactions with them change it. Your players aren't likely gonna want to interact with NPCs if they know that they can't change them. Whereas if they know that their interactions can change an NPC, then they're going to want to try and interact with them and see if they can change them. But that is the end of this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then I would be super grateful if you'd consider liking the video or maybe even subscribing to my channel. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.